Hello, everyone. We hope everyone has had a great start to 2021 so far. We are excited to be back continuing our webinar series. To kick things off in the new year, we wanted to do something a little bit different and special for our first episode. So today we will not be focusing on a specific product or technology, but instead taking some time to reflect a little bit on this last year, talk about some of those ups and downs, and we also wanted to give everyone a sneak peek of what's to come this year. We have a lot of exciting projects in the works, and we're looking forward to bringing these solutions and systems to our customers. So for today's episode, we have a very special guest. With us today, we have Ian Grieves. Ian is the president of DynaEnergetics, and he is based out of our head office in Troisdorf, Germany. So Ian, thank you so much for being with us today. We're very excited to have you as our first webinar guest of the year.
Thank you very much, Misha. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for setting this up today.
Definitely. So we're just going to get right into it with some of our questions for you today. So like I mentioned, we wanted to take some time to kind of reflect on this last year. Obviously, 2020 was a very difficult year for many people across various industries, and it brought with it many challenges. So what would you say were your biggest takeaways from the year, and what do you think you learned from all of those ups and downs of 2020?
Okay, Misha, no, 2020 was a very difficult year, not only for the industry, for all of our communities we live in, as well as for all the individuals. Affect everybody personally as well as professionally. I think the DynaEnergetics team did an excellent job in managing both the downturn with the uncertainty of the pandemic, as well as everything that was going on in their personal lives. So it was a challenging year all around for all, to be sure. Key learnings, I think, is an interesting one. Two key learnings I could pick out was, firstly, for the business point of view, we definitely should right-size the business in good times. I think a lot of businesses choose to, or let's say, wait until the downturn is hit, and then they think about restructuring and reorganizing their business. And for me, this is too late. I think with DynaEnergetics and with the support of DMC, we were able to right-size our business as we went in terms of infrastructure. And this meant that as we hit the downturn, we could just size the business and adapt very quickly, both for going into the downturn as well as coming out of the downturn. So my key learning or my key reminder was definitely downsize or right-size the business on the infrastructure side in what I would call the good times, and don't wait until the business is facing a crisis. I think my other key learning, possibly, Misha, would be more of a reminder, is don't underestimate the adaptability of the organization. I think what the organization did through 2020 was amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. No matter what we asked of the organization, whether it be changing offices, working from home, protocols in the office, changing the travel, short working week in cases of a lot of our organization, they continue to stay motivated, flexible, and adaptable to the changing environment. And for this, I'm truly thankful, Misha.
So many companies commented that 2020 changed the way in which they conducted business. So did DynaEnergetics change the way it approached business in any way? And can you just talk about that?
Yes, I can. Luckily, we didn't have to change too much, Misha. Luckily, the way we're structured under DMC, we didn't have to move off our strategy or adjust our principles in the downturn. We've always pledged to continue to invest in both people and technology, no matter what the business environment. And despite that sudden downturn, we managed to maintain focus on delivering value through the technology. So I was very proud to say, watch the organization. We delivered over 8 new products into the industry this year, most of which extended our current portfolio and brought new products to meet the very demanding customer requirements. But in addition to that, we also launched some new products that helped unlock new markets for us, which will bring us more strength going forward and new markets for us to target. Most of our new products you've talked about on our webinar session, so thank you very much for that, Misha. And I'm looking forward, I believe the next session is DS Gravity and DS Lone Star, our latest product, so I look forward to hearing that as well. But basically, I think because of the support of DMC, what we've done over the past few years, and I would say the strength of that support, we were able to stay very close to our strategy through this downturn, through the difficult period of 2020. And I think that brings us both clarity for the organization and stability as we approach 2021.
So you mentioned that, we had a lot of exciting product launches over the year, new products, expanding into new markets. What would you say was the most notable achievement from the team this last year?
It's difficult to pick out the most notable achievement. It was a very difficult year, as we mentioned. I think the difficulties of this year have been well documented throughout the year, but I'm proud of what the organization achieved in all parts of the organization. I would like to say, or I can say, that we improved all aspects of the business, whether that was in the new product introductions I mentioned, cost improvement programs, maintaining supply, supporting our customers in the field through a very difficult period, improving processes, everything that will bring us continued benefits going forward. Despite the downturn, we also achieved the international business had a record year. And the US and Canadian business showed strong resilience to have a very strong second half of the year, despite what was a very difficult spring in 2020. But you asked me for the most notable achievement. If I had to pick one, it would be the response from the workforce across the organization globally. The response from what I would call our direct workforce. They were hit hard, both with downsizing of that part of the organization, as well as majority of that organization being on short working weeks throughout the year. And along with that, we asked for more flexibility as we tried to serve the market through a very uncertain time. And they stood up to every challenge and more. And not only did they keep their motivation very high through that, they improved their throughput throughout the year in all areas of our business. They improved quality and kept it at a very, very high level. And they maintained 100% safety record, something I'm very proud of this year. So no, I would say the most notable achievement was the exceptional work by the direct work through us throughout the year. And this really is, it was what allowed us to get through the year the way we did.
So what would you say you're looking forward to the most in 2021 and this next year? What are you hoping for? How do you hope this next year sort of pans out?
I think it'll be a miss of me not to say I'm looking forward to the end of this pandemic in this 2021.
I agree. I think everyone is.
I think it's easy to look at 2020 and how difficult it was, but those difficulties still exist in our markets and in a lot of our personal lives today. So really what I look forward to most is return of some sort of normality for individuals as well as companies, so we can focus on the year ahead of 2021. I think we've got great momentum as a business into 2021. A lot of the successes I talked about earlier will bring benefit in 2021. And I think we've got a lot as an organization and as an industry to look forward to. So we are seeing signs of increased activity. We are seeing improved business environment in many areas of our business. And I would expect that we've got a lot to look forward to in 2021. I think if I look at myself personally, Misha, I'm very much looking forward to be able to travel again. It's been very difficult to stay in my office, try to run the business or lead the business from telephone conferences and from webinars. And I think lots of other people have shared that difficulty. So this year, I'm looking forward to being able to travel again, to go back and meet our employees, chat to our employees, which is what I like to do, as well as get out in the market and work directly with customers and our business partners in a more personal level. So for me personally, and I'm sure lots of people share that, I am looking forward to get back to some normality and to be able to travel again across the business and engage with the employees in a more personal way.
Mm-hmm. So can you talk about any projects in the pipeline for this next year? Any sneak peek of what's to come? And then are there any other goals that you hope to achieve in this next year?
Okay, interesting. How do I say, it's difficult for me to give specifics about what we've got coming on the products, and the sneak peeks I'll leave for you and the team. Misha, you do a good job on the webinar, so I'll leave that for you. What I will say and what I will disclose is when I look at the product roadmaps and what we have planned for this year, again, I get excited by what I can see the DynaEnergetics team delivering and will plan to bring to the market this year. We'll continue to bring leading technology to the market, and that will be no different in 21 as it was in 2020. What I can also say is we've spent a lot of time in the last couple of years working on our digital platforms, whether those are internal, our ERP system, or other systems internally. But we also have been working on an app, which we started to roll out at the end of 2020. And this will bring benefits and advantages both to our customers as well as their customers, the operators in the industry. So I'm excited to see how that app rolls out and the response that gets in 2021. As for our goals, again, it's difficult to disclose the precise financial goals, but obviously we have those. But we will stay focused on what I would call profitable growth, as well as solid cash management throughout. There's been a success of ours of recent years, and we'll continue that in 2021. I think a key goal for myself and our team is repairing the profitability of DynaEnergetics. This was damaged somewhat in 2020 as we supported the industry with price concessions as was needed at that time. And I don't think we're alone with that. I think a lot of companies struggled with profitability in 2020. So I'll look to spend a number of key initiatives trying to repair that in 2021, which I think will help set us up to be continue to be a stronger business and support the industry with the new technologies the way we have done to date. So I look forward to improving our profitability and continue the profitable growth of the company, Misha.
Definitely a lot to look forward to in this next year. With that, do you have any other comments about the team, about the company, anything else you'd like to share?
Yes, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times and I think it comes across, but if not, I'm very, very proud of the DynaEnergetics team. I'm very proud of what they achieved in 2020, how they worked together in 2020, despite all the adversity, again, in work and in their personal lives. And I think we had a lot to be thankful for. I don't think we spend enough time being thankful for what happened in 2020. It's too easy to get focused on what didn't go quite so well. Mm-hmm. I'm very optimistic. I'm very excited for 2021 and what that could bring and the success that we could bring. I look forward to working with both the organization, our customers, business partners, to deliver what we hope will be an excellent year. And again, building on the platform of the last few years, as well as 2020, as we continue path forward. So I look forward to that with a lot of optimism, Misha. I think finally, I would like to obviously wish our organization, each individual, a successful and healthy 2021. And not only them, but also their families and their extended families, as we hopefully it's a safe and healthy year for all.
Definitely a lot of optimism coming up for this next year. Like you mentioned, lots to be thankful for this last year and going into this next year. So Ian, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to have you on for this webinar. Maybe you'll be back for some others in the future. We will be back for another webinar next month, like Ian mentioned. In our next episode, we will be discussing some of our new products, DS Gravity and DS Lone Star. So I just wanted to remind everyone to be sure to follow our LinkedIn page to stay up to date on all of our new technology, our new products. That's also where we mention our upcoming webinars. And if you have any suggestions for future topics or future episodes, please leave them in the comments. And thank you everyone for watching.